Mm-mm-mm. What a fan fest, man. What a Tokyo fan fest for FF14. I don't come on here often, as I should. I should be doing this more often, but this is something that I have to get off my chest. I sat down 9:30 p.m. and I watched the Tokyo Fan Fest for FF14. And it was something I was looking forward to. I was looking to see what job they announced, what race they had. Because I haven't been really active in 14 pretty much this year. I've been taking a break. I've been playing it since the day it launched on PS4, consistently hardcore, and all that shit. So I decided to take a break, but keeping on with the game and logging in periodically, but casually. And all I gotta say is Square Enix has some balls. Major balls. They have some balls that I have honestly never seen before. They went on stage at a time where they know people want healers, male bunnies, and so on and so forth. Something new. Okay? This is your big stage. And what do they announce? They announce Dancer. Which, great. I am happy, yes, sir, because I'm trying to fix breakfast early in the morning with some waffles. They announced Dancer. Good. Everyone wanted it. It was there. We pretty much figured Dancer would be there. And everyone was wondering, and me included, when I saw the gameplay, my balls started to sweat. What is Dancer? He's throwing his chakrams around. And I said, no, they couldn't. They wouldn't. Turns out to be a ranged physical DP. Fast forward, they talked about garbage I didn't care about. So apparently, they show stuff from 1.0. So I guess people wanting to experience 1.0 in like a flashback or a callback, they'll be able to see it. I didn't care. We get to the race. They do the big reveal for last. And I'm like, what? Everybody wanted a bunny race, a male bunny race. They even put emphasis that Mel Vieira exists in the lore. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be a Mel Vieira, but they released the Rothgar, or the Ronzo, if you will. What? Sure, it's unique, it's different than every other humanoid race we have. I understand that. But are you kidding? How you get from Vieira to that? They look like buffed up Makotes with just lion faces. My Skyrim character, who I named Squire Cat, looks pretty much like that, except he's a Khajiit. And he's a steroid Khajiit. I'm a Lalafell, and I will be staying a Lalafell. Enough of that. Those two things are the big focal point of yesterday's fanfest. No healer job announced, and no male bunny. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it, and we're going to start off with the healers. Now, I don't main healer. I don't, I guess, hop on and just heal Astro, Scholar, or White Mage. I do have a Scholar and White Mage level. Well, I have Astro level to 70, Scholar was 60, and White Mages, who gives a shit? But I can tell you from talking to some of my healer friends that they are very upset. And, people on Facebook, people on the Twitter, they're saying balance. But they can't balance this, they can't do that. It is their job. Okay? It is their job. This game has been out well over years. It is their job to make these changes and do them correctly. The fact that I'm hearing excuses like that tells me that these are nothing more but Square Enix shields who sit there and suck their cocks. I'm sorry. There is no way in hell's green earth you can tell me, oh, well, they can't balance out another healer. Are you fucking kidding me? We release a ranged physical DPS. Now people have said, well, there need to be another range physical DPS because only 2 Bard machines, which also have not been balanced properly. They've been nerfing and buffing those 2 since the day they came out. Or at least here recently. That doesn't matter if it's only been 2 range physical. There is what? How many DPS in the fucking game? Summoner, Dragoon, Monk, Ninja, Black Mage, Bard, Machinist. 7 DPS means those 2 Bards and Machinists can jump around to 7 other DPS jobs and still play within their role. Tanks are finally getting something else to do other than run around with a Dark Knight, Warrior, or Paladin. And healers aesthetically have to still run around with a Scholar, White Mage, and Astrologian. And let me kill something right now. These people talking about major battle changes. We heard that for 4.0. What did we get? Lilies, some new fancy cards, a battle bar. The only ones who got reworked properly was Bard. And maybe Machinists, because they stopped standing still like a bunch of puppets. Like a bunch of mannequins. Bard was probably the only job out of that battle change that really got a battle change and felt like a Bard. Everything else got a couple little buttons here, a little bar here and there. Garbage. So you people who sit here and say, oh, we have to wait for the battle changes, I have no faith. I have no faith. What's gonna make a Astro main, or better yet, a Scholar and White Mage main say, oh, well, these battle changes, man, they made me not care about another heal. It's not about certain fucking skills. These skills are gonna be there. It's still gonna be a White Mage. They want something new to explore just in general. Look at all these MMOs out there. Do you have healers that, I mean, look at Dragon's Dogma Online. You have a healer that uses a spear? Huh? You got some of these mobile MMOs that are complete garbage, and they have healer classes that are far more interesting than FF14s. And apparently those are balanced. Now, granted, in most MMOs, there's only about 2 or 3 healers out there to begin with. But this was a time to really grab your fan base back. A lot of fans have been leaving 14. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. 14 has been utterly boring. It's been rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Now, granted, people say, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Yes, I understand that. But it's just so bizarre that you're not giving fans at this stage, veterans, what they've been craving for. Everyone wanted Dancer to be somewhat of a melee healer. Now, it'd have been unique, but healers tend to be ranged. The flying chakras were ranged, it made all the sense in the world. You throw chakras to do damage, you dance to heal. And yet they make it a ranged physical DPS. Which you would assume is going to basically be in a Bard spot. Where's Machinist land in all this? In terms of meta, when it comes out. It looks like Machinist could be dead. I'm pissed off it's not healed, honestly, and I'm not even a healer main. You know why I'm pissed off? I am a ninja. Raids always need ninjas. My group, I was ninja. When am I ever going to get to play Dancer in raids? Unless I go Pug, which I sadly might have to do in 5.0. If I get 5.0, because my grade group pretty much done. But the first and foremost thing, I want to be a ninja. That's my main. So, you know, I'd have to... It's terrible. It's terrible. If I get into a raid group, they're going to probably want me to be a ninja, so I won't get to play Dancer unless we're just fucking around farming after about weeks on it. Come on, man. I'm disappointed that they didn't announce the healer, and people were telling me, well, this hammer job, this hammer. Good. If it turns out to be Geomancer and they release release information today, good for the healers. But this is your big stage. Your big stage. I would have saved Ronzo for tomorrow. Garbage. Dancer, okay. When you knew that you were making Dancer a DPS in general, fuck the range, a DPS in general, you should have had Geomancer just show up right there and drop the hammer on everyone. Say, here's your healer, Geomancer, 3 jobs. And then people say, well, they're going to do 3 jobs again because of the balance between Dark Knight, Astro, and Machinist. Well, they got all this money. Where is it going to? People tell me they're not lazy. I see the other way around. This team is fucking lazy. Gear reuse from past expansions and dungeons. Nothing new. We got 2.0 relics coming back. It is not that difficult. These free MMOs put new weapons and gear in these games, though you have to pay for it all the time. Square Enix brings new gear for what? The 24-man.
I love you.
And most of it looks terrible. Most of it looks absolutely horrendous anyway. But 24-man raids, which is probably their best content. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard people heal. I've had a friend specifically say he's done. He's done. He'd rather go play Terra, which is objectively worse than FF14 in every way, but it's something different. He doesn't want to sit here and just focus on flipping cards all fucking day as an Astro, or worrying about a fucking fairy as an Astro, or as a scholar, or taking a wand and spinning it around and acting and wanting to be a white mage. They want something new, even if it's just for aesthetic purposes. It's something new. Ninjas, dragoons, monks. Those are 3 melee. They can jump to black mage, summoner, archer, bard. I mean, come on. You have 3 melee jobs. They can jump to, like I said, bard, machinist, summoner, black mage. 4 other DPS within their role to fill something new. Tanks finally have a 4th tank they can all put invest into and engage 4 tanks. It's a start. And healers, well, stick to your Astros, your summoner, your scholars, and your white mage. You'll be fine. Maybe in 6.0 y'all get healed. Fuck wants to wait till 6.0, another 2 years. And then people tell me, well, they might release something in the middle of the patch. Gives a shit. A middle patch? Who cares? At that point, who's gonna care? Yeah, sure, it'll be nice to see, but I mean, at that point, the damage has already been done. You have to strike when the iron is hot. You cannot just wait to do everything. Now they say, oh, we got 3 months of information. I'm not saying a healer is out of the question. I'm not. What I'm saying is that they did not strike when the iron was hot. They did not strike when people needed them to strike. You come out with a healer today when there's new information. Good. The damage has already been done. It's just like Mel Vieira and this fucking lion race, which I'll get to briefly in a second. But when you don't strike when the iron is hot, even if you come out something the next day, the next week, it means nothing. The damage has been done, and you've already hurt the player base. Square Enix had some balls. They really did. This Ronzo thing, man. It's not much I can really say, to be honest with you. It really isn't. Other than the fact that, to me, it's garbage. And I thought this, you would think this would be a great opportunity to weave in Mel Vieira. Now people will tell me, oh, the lore says they're never seen, oh, the lore this, the lore that. Who gives a fuck? Mel Makotes were never seen either, but here we are. Once again, not giving players what they want. Who wants to be a fucking Ronzo? Who gives a shit? I've heard, legitimately, I've seen maybe 2 people say, oh, I'll switch to it. Everyone else like, oh, no, I'll stick to my Makote, or I'll stick to my Hewer, or I'll stick to Aura. Or better yet, people like me, we're sticking to Lava. The best race, by the way, Clint. I see no interest. I don't like it. And honestly, at this point, fuck 'em. Lalafell for life, or any other thing. Every other race is better than that garbage. Garbage. Could have used this as an opportunity to finally put something that's never been done. You could have put Mel Vera in their own way, and they said, nah. Development. This FanFest was overall, this FanFest was terrible, people. Terrible. They talked about the first as if I care. You're giving me story beats. I don't care. No primals was shown. We talked about Eden the raid. Oh, Eden, Adam and Eve type bullshit again. I don't care. I don't think no one cared. That audience was, well, this is Japan, but this audience was fucking dead silent through most of the things. No one cares about the story beats right now. That goes to the speculators in the actual game. Most people just want to hear about the jobs and what's news coming to 14 and say, oh, maybe I'll pick it back up. Especially as American fans. Who gives a shit? Yes, the first. Well, you different dimensions. And then I got people on Twitter saying this is the same shit they showed in 2008. Which honestly, it looks like it. When I really think back on it, it looks like it. I don't know, man. I don't know. The state of 14 is not going anywhere because it's one of the most successful MMOs of all time. And honestly, with the garbage that we've been fed on Geary and all this other garbage out there, there's no way in hell F14 is gonna, flop. But they got work to do, man. They have work to do. I feel sorry for the healers unless something gets announced. But again, they did not strike when the iron was hot, and it sucks. I would love to play, and I was hoping Dance would have been here. I would have had an opportunity to actually play it, and without being forced to jump back to Ninja every goddamn second. But that's all I got, man. Just want to do a quick video on that. It's about 7. Well, it says here 17 minutes. Editing and all that, maybe about 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. Right, code I put back in. I'm gonna play some Sekiro. Shout out to Twice. Stay easy, keep it up, and if anyone has a problem with what I said, I don't care. Leave it down in the comments down below. And I'll catch you all later. Your Dark Wave signing out. Peace.
We have the mics alive to consume into